Okay, we're gonna shoot this video. It says Ultra HD, so I'm thinking it's 4K because then right after that is 8K. Anyway, this is the 75. Obviously, we've got Chunk and Loki in here. It's a little after Tuesday. It's 1 a.m. on Wednesday. But I ran around like crazy today, so we're going to call this Tank Tuesday. It's close enough. Whenever I recorded this, it's barely Wednesday, so we'll just put this in Tank Tuesday and call it good. But right here is Chunk, and you really can't see the size, but that right there is 6 inches from there to there. And her head alone is almost half. Maybe, let me turn the lights off and see. Maybe she'll think about coming out then. She's looking around a little more. Yep, I think she's getting ready to stick out. Come on. Venture out. Show the world, well, show a couple hundred people how big you are. She's thinking about it. She's moving around a lot more. But here, hold on. Let me put some food. Let me put a couple flakes out. That's the way to her heart, and the way to get her to show herself off. Now, where did I put the food? Here it is. I did a partial water change today. It's very clear, and I think I'm gonna cut down on the food. I've been giving them like 10 pieces, but Loki only eats like 2 or 3, and I think Chunk doesn't need 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's too many. I just said. So let's give. Let's see, how many is that? One. Gotta get in the light. 6. That should be enough. That'll get her out. Hopefully eating. Okay, so there's the little pellets. She smells it almost instantly. If she's not going to come out, then she won't. Seriously, yeah, there she is. Mind you, oh, she's seen me. Why is she so skittish though? Like, she knows the camera's out. That's her head. Right there is her head. She's big. She's a big girl. She's probably 9 inches, 8 to 9 inches right now. Whenever she stands, whenever she comes over and puts her tail like right here, look, she's 8 to 8.5, maybe even 9 inches long right now. Loki, kind of almost forgot about my buddy Loki. He's focus. I'll have to turn the light on for him probably. 1 second. Let me get this failed worm farm. There's Loki. He's beautiful fish. He's not as long, but he's pretty big. He's probably 7 to 7.5. She knows the camera. She knows the camera. Like, okay, she's starting to stick her head out while it's pointing at Loki. The light is stressing him out. It stresses the catfish. That's the one bad thing about catfish. But Um, I know in the last video I said I had another fish and I wasn't going to show him. But then I come up with an idea, and I might have mentioned it in the last video. I honestly can't remember. But I'm going to wait until Chunk is as big as he is, or close. Whenever she hits that 1 foot mark, I'm going to reintroduce them, because right now he's only about 13 to 14 inches long, and I will show him in this video, but he's only around 13 to 14 inches long. So whenever she is a foot long, her mouth will be about 4 inches wide, and right now his is only about 1.5 inches. So once she has physical size on him, I'm gonna see if that will kind of set him straight and make him leave her alone. But one thing that you will notice right off the bat that is different about the 125 than it has ever been is, whenever I show you right here, it's got weird blinky lights to it. And the reason I put lights behind it. The lights are a Monster kit, like a Monster products, like the headphones. And right now it is on low white. It's about as dim as it'll go. No, actually, no, it'll go. Okay, it went 2 clicks dimmer. This here 60 frames might be wigging with the light. It's like the LEDs are flashing, but I'm sorry, you guys just got to deal with it. I don't know why it's not doing it with the other tank. Those are LED too. But anyway, this tank, I can turn it up. So that is as bright as it goes. He didn't eat all of his food, so I'll have to get it out here in a second. I fed them not too long ago. But this is one of these types of LED lights. I can go red, green. So now I can actually say, oh, my tank's green, and it just be this. Blue, I like blue. It goes with the rest of it goes with the other tank for night mode. And my Punisher skull, which is right there, it runs off of the same sort of switch, but it's a different remote. But I can have all 3 of them blue. I can make this tank red, and then the skull red. Yeah, it's got daytime, and honestly, it's not so bright that he will not come out in this. But like, if I want to, if I really wanted to, I could simulate like sunrise, sunset, and then go to like a super low blue, and then gradually brighten it up. Like I could stand on top of this thing and give him full daylight cycle, but I ain't about to do that. But there's like I can go like purple, almost a pink. It looks a little bit darker over the phone than it does real. There's like a very dark, there's a light purpley blue, that's a blue, that's off. I'm just kind of hitting buttons right now. I like this, like right here. It's almost like literally whenever you look at like a perfectly pristine, clean blue ocean, it's this color. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it to white. I think that's as bright. It's on its bright setting. he is in there. Probably going to be very difficult to see if I turn my light on. That's his tail. He's got his butt. He's showing you his butt. Yeah, he's turned around. I was going to try to show you him, but right now he's not. Well, let's see. He might get very upset, but let me see. Come on out, show the people. Okay, there he is right there. The tank, let me see, will the light work right here? Yeah, kinda. So there he is. He's not very happy right now. Red tail, he is an Asian red tail. He's not dirty or messy. That's just like scum on the inside of the tank. Look at these barbells. His barbells are massive. They're huge. They're literally almost as long as he is. There he is. He's kind of not very social. Well, he is not sociable at all. But the tank is a little bit murky. I'm not 100% sure why, actually. It shouldn't be. But there's Levi, aka Leviathan. Asian red tail. Like I said, real nice red tail. Which means he is probably pretty, he's pretty mature. Usually they don't get their red tails for at least 6 or 8 months, at least for the red tail catfish like Chunk. City's little hide back down. He'll figure out real fast that it's laid back down. So that is Levi again. If I hadn't explained much about him, I'm debating on even keeping him because he's mean to Chunk and Loki, especially Chunk. Not much Loki, but definitely bullying on Chunk, and I couldn't have that. But I'll go ahead and put him on blue. That way everything will match. But yeah, I just kind of mostly wanted to bring up the tank, show you guys the lights that I added onto it. So now both tanks have LED lights. I want to put the same system. Like, here's the tag for it. I don't know how. There you go. $4.99. $5. And that whole entire tank has lights now. Is it extremely bright? No. But it's a catfish tank. Catfish honestly are stressed out in super bright lights. That's why whenever I turn this light on, Chunk hides. Loki doesn't necessarily hide, but he doesn't much care for it. I would say if I had more than one hide, if I was able to keep more than one in here, then yeah, he would probably hide as well. But Chunk's got this one. He likes to stay underneath the sponge filter. Which actually, speaking of sponge filter, I need to pull it back. Actually, there we go. Pull it back a little bit. Excuse me. See, as soon as it got a little bit closer, he's swimming under it. He likes that as his cover. Chunk has the log, but again, my plans are kind of keep the filter in the middle. You can see the filter is in the middle of the 125 right there. So that would be good for a view blocker. And if you have fish that don't get along, give them areas of view, like distortion or blocking. A lot of times if fish just can't see other fish, they'll not get angry. Give them places to escape. Now granted, these are two giant fish. They're not really going to have any place to escape. So really I'm just banking on whenever she's big, he will leave her alone. And if he doesn't, then I'm going to put him in here because like I said, he's more matured. He's hit his growth spurt where he just stops, and now he will grow big, but he will grow big slower. Pretty much all monster mega fish do this. So he's working on, he's right about there. He's not grew in the time that I've had him. But Chunk and Loki have tripled and quadrupled in size. They are growing fish. He has slowed down. So him in a smaller tank for a small period of time is not going to hurt him nearly as much as it would hurt these two. So I will switch him over here for a short period of time until I can either A, sell him, or if I can't sell him, I will take him back to the pet store and get a trade in or get some money back for him. And I might actually find a gar or something. Who knows? I did want to bring a gar home. That was my goal, was a red tail and a gar. And I ended up coming home with a red tail, shovel nose, and an Asian red tail. I do like him. I do like Levi. I do want to keep him. But I'm not going to keep an aggressive fish. If he's not going to chill out with Chunk, he's gone. That's just it. Considering that the 125 is the only large tank that I have, besides like a hot tub outside that I sealed up, I'm very, very limited on options. So I can't work with an aggressive fish. I just can't. Especially at his size. Having more than one fish with one aggressive big fish, I just can't work with it right now. Maybe later I will stumble across a bigger tank, maybe another 125, or I might build something. I don't know. I do have plans on building something soon. But right now lumber is still pretty high. It's went down, but it's still pretty high. But we'll have to see. I do want to build a plywood tank, something 8, maybe 10 foot long by 5 or 6 feet wide, something that will keep a red tail pretty much for its life, 3 feet deep. And then maybe at some point, like, people think these fish take 5 or 6 years to get big, like 3 feet plus. It can take 5-6 years. These fish can live up to like 15 to 20 years. So it's a commitment, but they don't just explode overnight. They get this big very fast, and a lot of people, this is a big fish. But whenever you have a 125, or if you can get a pool, it's not hard at all to keep these fish. Just keep them water clear and feed them. They love it. Whenever not all the time, but a lot of times, whenever I come into the room, if Chunk is over here, she will swim over and greet me and then go back. And then a little bit later on, she's like, wait a minute, and then she'll come back and say, I'm hungry, and then I'll feed her, and then she'll be a happy red tail and go about her business. She's grown more tolerant of Loki, which is what I'm hoping that Levi does. I keep Loki, or keep Chunk super fed, super fat. She doesn't even know Loki's there. So hopefully that's my plan for Chunk. Whenever she, probably in the next few weeks, she will hit that foot long mark, and I will be able to transport her back over into the 125, do another massive water change just to be sure that the water in the 125 isn't going to hit her with some sort of ammonia like it did last time and about scared us both. Well, about killed her and about scared me to death. But that's the plan. Stick around if you want to see progress reports on Chunk, Loki, and a little Hellion Levi. And then on that note, I will see you guys in the next video. Later.